tattoo. It's an indelible mark on your outside surface, depicts your internal feelings, external decorations for internal feelings. I live here 120 miles north of San Francisco. I was 10 years old in 1941 when World War II started. And anytime you seen a person with a tattoo run around, you'd go, bingo. I mean, this guy had been at least out of the valley. He'd been all the way to Frisco. He'd been somewhere. So to me, it was sort of a sign of adventure and travel and romance and everything else. Well, at 14 and being raised in a smaller community, when I got to the big city all by myself, I stayed fairly close to that bus station because that was my point of exit. And I found out a 14-year-old kid could do a few things like drink Coca-Colas, get a shoe shine. I was getting a shoe shine. And I spotted in the back of an arcade that had a shooting gallery that was going off. And in the back was a booth back there, and it had the magic word, T-O-O-I-N-G, tattooing. And so I went back the minute I got the shoes shined and looked in the door, and the tattoo artist said, "What in the hell do you want?" And I looked around, and I spotted this heart with mother, and it was $3.50, and I pointed it out, and I was scathed in about 5 minutes with this heart with mother on the inside right forearm. In fact, on my passport, it says, if you have any identifying scars or marks, and it says, tattoo of mother inside right forearm. I had stepped over the threshold of that first tattoo shop. I didn't know where it was going to lead me. I had no idea. I mean, it was like going into the time machine or something. I mean, it's just opened up a wonderful life for me. Screwed my education up. I mean, I had tattoo static in my mind so heavy that I couldn't concentrate on school. Wanted to be in San Francisco all the time and learn. And back then, it was like, if you wanted to be a tattoo artist, it was like hitting a brick wall. But it took me about 2.5 years to finally get a hold of some electric equipment. That's how close-mouth tattooing was in those days. There was about 15 tattoo artists in San Francisco at that time. And so I made friends with tattoo artists with the name of Pop Eddie. That was my in. That was my end. The minute the brick wall came down, and so I got a hold of some equipment. I did start tattooing professionally in 1949, but I date my tattoo career back to 46. When I got that first tattoo, I was off and running, and there was just nothing else in my mind. Most of my career I spent, not most of it, but half of it was tattooing off a flash on the walls, servicemen, paydays. Business was dependable. They got paid on the 1st, they got paid on the 15th. You had days off when business tapered off. It was nice. So they were a good clientele. I enjoyed that. And then when women's liberation came in and when gay liberation and kids liberation, all this liberation business came in and people quit worrying about what the Joneses thought next door, sort of the barrier came down about tattooing. I was a traditionalist tattoo artist, and these are some of my drawings, and I'd say probably 70s or so. And these are just designs that eternally are popular. I'd like to know how many Black Panthers I've put on, with or without snakes. I know I put 22 on them in a row one night. First one looked good, second one looked good, third one, 22nd one looked like a salamander. But eagles, dragons, parrots, peacocks, those are the popular designs. Janis Joplin came in, Cher got tattooed, Peter Fonda, Flip Wilson. Then a lot of musicians get tattooed. Bill Graham said that #1 sport at any music concert was people in the band room showing off my tattoos. Because at one time it was like, I'm a has-been now, but I mean, I was hot in the early 70s. Front page of the Wall Street Journal, cover of Rolling Stone magazine. It's something that'll never happen to another tattoo artist to get. And Janis had just returned from South America from a trip. So anyhow, she wound up getting tattooed, and it was from a bracelet that she'd bought in the South American trip. Then she had a little heart put on her breast. After she died, I probably put a couple hundred of those little hearts on. I produced a book in 1970 called Tattoo 70, very original, and it represented 32 tattoo artists in that book. Somebody says, are you gonna do a Tattoo 80? There wouldn't have been any way in the world to do Tattoo 80 because those 32 would have been transposed into 320 at least. I mean, it just blossomed overnight, tattooing. Well, this is my tattoo machine collection, and I've got it all categorized by builder and age and design mechanisms. Building tattoo machines, or tattoo machines in general, is like haiku poetry. It's a discipline, and you have different variations of frame design and things, but the basic operating principle is the same. And this is the square back Jones with the square backside. Probably the most recognizable tattoo machine in the world is the round back and the square back Jones. And then down through, these are machines that I've built through the years. Some folks up in Bar Harbor, Maine, built this machine with, it's a portrait machine. They made about a half a dozen, and my portrait was put on the side of this machine. You know the difference between a real artist and a tattoo artist is? Well, a real artist has to go buy the material, has to conjure an idea up, has to put it on the material that they bought, put it in a portfolio, carry it all over town, trying to get a gallery to display it till you can sell it. A tattoo artist, they come in and give us deposits and then tell you what they want. So I would rather be a tattoo artist than a real artist. Things go in vogue and out of vogue. Tattooing will never die. I mean, it will never die.